many of us are on a journey of healing. Um, we are trying to get from where we are to where we want to be. And I think we often see that as a linear process, or like there's an end, there's a finish line to it. It's done. And then we're healed. And what I've discovered for myself and with my clients and everything is like healing is absolutely not linear, and it is never ending. Healing, in my opinion, just is growth. It's the same thing. It's a releasing of one thing and a building of another, and a transformation. So when we are trying to heal, when we are working through our own challenges, it's just so important to understand that if you are choosing to do that, kudos to you. That is going to benefit you and the world around us. Everyone is going to benefit from each other's healing because we're compassionate people. We are able to hold space for others. It's all just a wonderful thing to heal. But just remember that this is life. This is life. You are choosing to grow. You are choosing to heal. It's never going to end. And so don't waste time being hard on yourself about how you are going through the process, because it just is. If you are struggling and you want help, go get help. If you are struggling and you don't want help, relax. You're doing okay. You can do this however you want to do this. This is your life, and it is not a separate experience from living your life. Healing is not one session a week with a therapist. Healing is how you begin to process your experiences and shift your perspectives and understand yourself and the world around you, and however you perceive the world differently. So one thing I want to talk about today is resistance, and that is we often come up against resistance when we're trying to heal, and we immediately want to let that resistance go. It is a problem for us. We're saying, I'm here, I want to be there. There's an obstacle in the way. Get out of the way. I want to get over there. And that resistance is like, it's a part of you. It's something in you that is begging to just be acknowledged and looked at. And so when we approach our resistance with curiosity, like, what is this? Where did this come from? It's a sweet little part of you that's doing some really weird things in your present day life, but it's part of you. It's something there. And it's there. You can feel it. You can see it manifesting in your life, this resistance. So you know it's there. Why don't you just take some time and look at it without trying to just get it out of the way, but to understand what it is, and understand also that when you do that, you are adding more tools to your toolkit. You are growing so much. You're synthesizing that experience, that your belief system, whatever it is that resistance, you're transforming it into a greater alignment with where you want to go. And that's super powerful. It's like adding more power to you becoming more and more that person you want to be and having the experiences you want to have. So we often come up against resistance and we're like, why is this here? Like, I don't get it. Get out of the way. I just want to be where I want to be. And you're ruining my life. You're making everything so hard, and we resist our resistance. And then we can't talk to it. And then we're separate from it and frustrated with it. And it's all a part of us. So we're separate from ourselves and we're frustrated with ourselves. And it's painful and frustrating, and we feel so stuck. Whereas if we can just recognize that the time it takes to connect with that resistant part of us, to connect with those limiting beliefs, to work through the emotions that need to be expressed and recognized and accepted, the time that takes is so minimal to get you where you want to go compared to fighting against resistance. We can fight against resistance our whole lives if we want. We can try to push and push and push that resistance away or, forward with us. And that is just expending so much energy and taking away so much from the healing process, where you could really just synthesize and process and transform all the profound information that is in that resistance, and know yourself a little more and choose how you're going to be a little more, have a little more control. I don't like using the word control because we don't have a lot of control in life. Things just kind of go where they go, and we kind of direct our energy and our focus. So maybe the accurate phrase would be, we can have a more authority of the direction that we go, because we gain greater and greater alignment. It's like we have all these little parts of us that were created in moments in the past where there was deep, intense emotion, and we really needed to, learn a lesson in that moment to not have that experience again because it was painful or uncomfortable or whatever. Maybe we had a lot of little micro moments that really instilled in us certain beliefs, but they're like little parts of us that were created at different times. And then here we are today with all those parts living in us, and they're saying, we don't want to go where you're going because it's scary, or, for whatever reason they have. And once you connect with those parts, the ones that are resisting you, you can set them free and or have them in alignment with where you want to go. So you're transforming the energy of that part, and you're bringing them into the present moment, and that the experience that they're trapped in no longer exists. You can't go back there. The past isn't real. It's not there, right? Like there's no space where you are now for that experience to exist again. So this part was created in an experience that you can never go back to, but it's stuck there. And so you get to say to it, hey, I hear you, I see you. Let me kind of reevaluate this experience that you were in with you, and then bring it into this moment now. Now you're with me in the present, and you're going to carry on with me in the present. And so we release the past, we release the pain, we release the stuck emotions, we release the limiting beliefs that are outdated and unhelpful. And that is like, you can imagine your whole life, you're creating all these little parts of you. And so the whole rest of your life, as you're creating more little parts of you, you're working to heal and to integrate the stuck parts, the parts that got kind of trapped behind, and bring everything back into the present moment, back into the now, in alignment with your direction of where you want to go. So resistance is an absolutely beautiful thing. It's nothing to fear. And in the moment, it can be painful. Feel it, cry, be angry, be whatever feeling you're having at that moment, and let it exist, because it's there for a reason. It's there to teach you something. And the more you spend time with that resistance, the more it dissipates and can integrate with where you want to go and get on board with your present direction and intention and focus. Okay. So I hope that was helpful. If not, something to consider next time you're feeling a little bit stuck. You're doing it just right. If you have resistance, you're doing great. You're healing. We're all going to get stuck and confused sometimes. So you're doing it just right. You're a human being. Don't forget that. Be kind with yourself. Wishing you all the very best. If you want to work one-on-one with me, you can book a consultation below. I'd love to hear from you. Otherwise, take care.